This Australian pop singer is finding out that being the breadwinner doesn't always work in your favor. I was scrolling through X earlier today and I came across this particular headline via the BBC.
Pause.
I did not know about this singer. Her name is pronounced Sia, and she is an Australian pop singer. She's 49 years old, as I currently know, and she has recently filed for divorce. And as I said in my introduction earlier, she is the breadwinner, or was the breadwinner, in their marriage. So for a quick history lesson, let's go to Wikipedia, shall we? It says here, Sia, 2006. She was born in Adelaide, Australia. She is age 49. Her genres of music is pop and electronica. She's had two spouses in her life, right? Eric Lang from 2014 to 2016. I'm getting tongue-tied here. And Dan Bernard from 2022 to September of 2025. She has three children, which you'll find out soon. Only one of them is actually biologically hers, all right? So let's go down to her family history, relationships, and family. It says here, Sia married documentary filmmaker Eric Andrews Lang at her home in Palm Springs in California in August of 2014. The couple divorced in 2016. All right. Now, if we go down here, it says in 2019, Sia adopted two Black American boys who were aging out of the foster care system. In 2022, she announced that she had become a grandmother when one of her two 19-year-old sons had fathered twins. In December of 2022, she married Dan Bernard, followed by a ceremony in Portofino, Italy in May of 2023. She gave birth to their child on March 27th of 2024. In March of 2025, she separated from Bernard and filed for divorce. So they have one child together. She adopted two, might as well say grown Black children, boys. And there you have her family history. And so that brings me to another article that has a little bit more information. This is from the Daily Mail. It says right here, Sia's estranged husband is seeking over $250,000 per month in spousal support.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah.
Now they've been married for what? It's 2025. They got married in what, 2019? They said over here. Let's go back. No, in 2022. So that's what, 4 years. This man wants $250,000. Now remember a few weeks ago when Brittany Renner came up online and she was talking about how she needs $35,000 a month, and she was all upset that her boyfriend PJ Washington is flaunting his vacations and his nice house and his new car he got for his birthday and all this lavish stuff he's got with his wife. And she's saying that, well, she deserves via her child, their child, that she deserves to have the same lifestyle that he has. So much so that she says that she's living in an Airbnb right now and she wants to move to a house in Calabasas. And she listed all these expenses that she has for a child, which is really expenses for her. Okay. And so she went, essentially she's campaigning to go from $5,000 that she's currently getting child support to $35,000 in child support. And by the way, PJ Washington just signed that multi-million-dollar deal. I believe it was $90 million with the Dallas Mavericks. So there you go. She's going for the bigger bag. Now let's get in this article and see, why did Bernard say that he wants all this extra money? Let's get into it. Sia's estranged husband, Daniel Bernard, is seeking over $250,000 per month in spousal support from the pop superstar. The singer split from Bernard in March after 3 years of marriage and is now the former radiation oncologist has requested the staggering sum, as well as $300,000 for legal fees and another $200,000 to cover the cost of forensic accounting. Wow. And again, remember, I believe it was what's his name? I believe I'm throwing a blank here, but the guy from Miami, his baby mama is asking for he gave her $500,000, where she's asking for more child support and legal fees, and the same thing, a forensic accountant. And so all that is on the breadwinner, as you can see right here. According to court documents filed on 9th of October in Los Angeles, obtained by People, Bernard claimed he has been left with no income after he stopped working his regular job in 2021 to open a ketamine treatment clinic with Sia, and insisted the 49-year-old singer was aware the move would lead to his medical license expiring. The former couple, parents to an 18-month-old Somersault, formed a company, Modern Medicine, in 2022, but the documents allege Sia stopped funding the venture in March of this year. Now, March just happened to be the same month that she filed for separation from him, right? And so, yeah, essentially, she stopped paying for this business, which was really going to be his business, after they got separated, which, I mean, is typical, right? Her estranged husband hasn't received a salary since then, despite an alleged agreement for him to continue the business until July. The former medic requested the huge spousal support figure in order to maintain the luxurious and upper-class lifestyle he had enjoyed with Sia, which included over $400,000 in monthly expenses for private jets, vacations, high-end dining, and several full-time members of staff.
Enemy spotted.
Man, that sounds like something a woman would do, right? Like, you know what? Even though we only been married like 6 months, I believe that you should continue to fund this lifestyle that I was accustomed to when we were together. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? A lot of women do this once they break up. Well, you know what? I was living good with you, and I think you should keep that going, even though we weren't even married a whole 5 years yet, right? And don't get me wrong, what he's asking for on both sides is ridiculous, but this happens a lot with women, and so we have to show the parity here, if you will, the other side of this. He wrote, "We never needed to monitor our living expenses. I request that the court order Sia to pay me temporary spousal support in the sum of $250,856 per month. Orders are necessary at this time because I am financially dependent on Sia, the breadwinner in our marriage. I have no income, and Sia has ceased all funding for Modern Medicine," which is the business they were talking about earlier. "Sia has the ability to pay me spousal support to maintain our financial status quo." Daniel stated he will need to complete several years of training and pass several rigorous exams before I can renew my certification and practice radiation oncology again. Wow. So look, basically, I started this business. You knew that. And because I started this business, my certification for my profession lapsed. And so, you know what? Since we were living so well for the last 3 years, I think you should continue to keep up my lifestyle at least until I regain my certifications and I can go back into my field, which is oncology. Sounds familiar. Diabolical, right? And to be fair, hey man, if you can get away with it, do it. He also claimed his request for the money to cover his legal and accounting fees will level the playing field between himself and his estranged wife, because, make no mistake, just like the women that would do this, he cannot afford to get a good lawyer. So guess what? Since you got the money, you were the breadwinner, you got to pay for it, right?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Around the time the Cheap Thrills singer filed for divorce, Daniel claims she paid for him to live in a hotel until the end of July before he moved into his current home, which he probably also can't afford. He has paid over $100,000 to lease the property for a year, but alleged in his court documents that Sia, who also has 2 adopted teenage sons, refused his request to reimburse him for the cost. Now, again, putting this in perspective, if this was a man, we'd be like, man, F that. We're separated now. You need to figure out your way, right? And if they had been married, 20, 30 years and it was like this, then there would be some justification here for sure. But you only been married 3 years, guy, and you want all of this? Again, I'm on the man's side here, so if you can do it, get it. But you're looking at the parity right here, right? It's ridiculous on her side for sure. And so, yeah, to be fair, it's ridiculous on his side too. But again, I'm with the man on this. So if you can get it and the court allows it, hey, man, take it for whatever you can. All right. The Grammy-nominated Australian singer, whose legal name is Sia Furler, filed a petition in Los Angeles Superior Court. It listed Tuesday as their separation date. As it happens in the vast majority of California cases, she cited irreconcilable differences as the reason. She asked the court to award no spousal support payments to Bernard. Of course, she don't think he's worth it, right? She's also seeking legal and physical custody of their 11-month-old child, somersault wonder Bernard. Another predictable move, because she's the mom. She popped the kid out, right? Even though she's the breadwinner, she feels like, well, you know, I'll give the kid. If I get full legal and physical custody, and I don't have to pay him any spousal support, well, he can go do whatever he wants. He can go back to the streets, right? That's what us men would also say. It's not clear when the secretive singer began dating Bernard or how they met. They were legally married in December of 2022, which you all know, and had a small marriage ceremony, which you all know about that too. All right. In 2020, she told GQ she wanted to stay single for the rest of her life following her divorce from Lang. And well, then she got divorced to Bernard. That was a shame. And hey, man, we tell you the same thing, right? You get out of one marriage, don't go back into another, because she did exactly that. She got divorced in 2017, 2019, and then gets remarried 2 years later or 3 years later to this guy. And now he's going to take her to the cleaners. So y'all see what's going on here, right? Let this be a lesson. And again, the parody of this, which when we do it, we're saying, well, you know, you just want full legal custody. You ain't got to pay child support. Oh, well, you just don't want to pay me even though we had the same kind of lifestyle, blah, blah. But I bet you in comment sections on social media, there's stories out there. People are dragging him for trying to take her for money. Well, you're the man, right? This is so diabolical. Well, you deserve no money. She's the breadwinner, right? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Just saying. And with that being said, thanks for taking another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Sia and her ex-husband trying to get all the bread out of her for keeping up the status quo. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.